Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be discussing data types in Python. If you wish to code along with me in this tutorial, I would like you to use Thorny. Thorny is a Python IDE for beginners. It is simple and easy to use. All you just need to do is go to this link. I'll place the link in the description below. Visit the link and download for whatever operating system you're using. You can download for Windows using this link. You can download for Mac and as well as for Linux. All right, let's go right straight into the tutorial. There are several data types in Python, but then for beginners, we'll only be looking at the basic ones. First of which is the integer or int. In Python, int is a whole number without decimal places. Int can either be a positive number, a negative number. Int can have an unlimited length of digits. It could be up to 20 and more than. Right, let me quickly show you this. The variable num here shows us that it's holding 444. Right. In Python, to display the type of a data, we can use a built-in Python method called type. Right. So I'll print out num here and at the same time display its type. Right. Let me hit the play button and you see what I'm talking about. You can see 445. You can see 445 displayed here. And the type of this data is int. The next data type we'll be discussing is float. Float data types in Python represent a floating point number. Let's just demonstrate this by showing float or some decimal places number called float. 2.5, 4.567, 8.321 is another float data type. In Python, you can convert a data type to another data type. You can convert a float to an int. And at the same time, you can convert an int to a float. I'll be showing us this later in this video. The next data type we'll be talking about is the string. String in Python is a sequence of characters enclosed in either single or double quotation marks, like discussed in my previous video. Strings are ordered sequence, and you can access any character of a string through its index. Let me quickly show you this too. For instance, my name is equal to Oluwenga. Right. If I want to access B here, all I just need to do is I can use print method like I showed you in the previous video. Print method and display my name. And for me to display or to show you the index of B, so for me to just print out B, just enclose the index of B in a square bracket. Like in the index of B, if you count from 0, like in programming, you usually count from 0. Like O is 0, 1, 2, 3, and B is 4. So let me place B here. So let me place 4 here, and I print this out. You can see right here that we have B. Okay. The next one I'll be discussing is the list data type in Python. List in Python is a sequence of objects enclosed within a square bracket. List is ordered and it is mutable. Each object in a list can be accessed through its index, right? And list supports having duplicate items as well as lists can hold different data types. For instance, the variable lst here is a list storing an integer, string, float, and another list data type. If I print this out, it displays the whole list. And if I want to access probably the second item in the list, right, all I just need to do is we have a square bracket, and I'll place in the index of that item, which for the hello or for the string, it is 1. If I print this out, you can see it displays hello. All right, having said that, the next data type I'll be discussing is the tuple. Like lists, tuple is another ordered collection of data in Python, but it is enclosed in round brackets or parentheses. It is not mutable, as in any item of a tuple at whatever index cannot be changed. That's the major difference between a list and a tuple, right? For instance, let me show you a tuple here. A tuple TP closed and brackets. And like I said, it could also hold different data types. But for now, let's just use int 24, 45, 88, and that's a tuple. You cannot change any of these items. So the next data type I'll be discussing is the sets. Set holds different data type. Set is a collection of data enclosed in curly braces, right? Set holds different data type and it is unordered. Like in lists, set accept or supports duplicate items. And set can contain strings, but it can as well hold strings with num, with int, with float, with boolean, or whatever you have. The next data type is dictionary. Dictionary in Python is a collection of data represented in key and value pairs. For instance, my dict here is holding is a dictionary holding a human's data. The name of the person is Grace, age 22, role, digital marketer. A dict or a dictionary in Python is ordered, it is mutable, and can be accessed by its key. For instance, if I want to access the name of this person, I can just do my dict, then in square brackets, then I can type the key. Right. At the same time, if I want to access the role of this person, I can, instead of square brackets, I can use a dot get method to get the role. If I print the dictionary, let's see what this gives us. We have the name of the person, Grace, person's role to be digital marketer. And printing the old dictionary, you have the key and the value. That's the name and the value Grace, age and the value 22, role and the value digital marketer. Before I go, there's some other things I would like you to take note of. Like I said earlier, that it is mutable. You can change a value of any key in dictionary. For instance, I can change the value of the role from digital marketer to software or senior engineer. Then I can check all the keys. I can print out all the keys in the dictionary. At the same time, I can print out all the values in the dictionary separately. Then if we try this out, you can see that we have all the keys, name, age, and role. We have all the values, Grace, 22, and senior engineer. Right now, I don't know if you can notice that initially it was digital, the role of this person or this employee was digital marketer. But immediately I changed the role to senior engineer here and printing my dict or my dictionary. See what we have. Instead of digital engineer, it has been changed to software engineer. So, like I said earlier, a dictionary in Python is mutable. It is ordered, right, and can be accessed by its key. So the last data type I'll be discussing in this video is the Boolean data type. Let me quickly show you this. This is the Boolean data type. It's represented as bool in Python. This only holds two values. It's either a true or a false, right? True can as well be represented as 1 in Python, and say my bool, let's call bool, that be true or false, right? And like I said earlier, whenever it's true, it is the same thing as 1. and whenever it's false, it is 0. For instance, you can have something like, we usually use it to check conditional statements. Like for instance, we want to check if somebody is authenticated in um a user registration app. Like you can just say is authenticated equal to false. You can give it a default value to be false, meaning that if the person is not authenticated, he or she cannot perform whatever action. But if it is true, then he or she can perform, probably can see the other data hidden from anonymous users. So that's the Boolean data type in Python. Right. Before I go, let me quickly show you this exercise to demonstrate few of these things that I've discussed, or few of the data types I've discussed. All right. And the exercise is going to be like, we want to check for height of person. So we're going to create kind of calculator, a very basic calculator, and it's going to measure human's height in meters, but collect the height in feet. So we have a variable here that will store the height or of the user in feet, right? And for you to get height in meter, you have to divide it by 3.25. That's the formula. And the divisor here, or the 3.25 here, is a float. And if you take it, and like I said in the previous video, whatever you collect with an int method, it is a string. So it will not be possible for us to divide a string with a float for us to check this out. So let me just try this out, please. Then let the person enter his name. So it's I'd say I am 5.7 feet. Press enter. It's going to give me a type error, like I mentioned earlier. Unsupported operand types for string and float, meaning that a string cannot be divided with a float. So for us to do this, I need to convert this string to a float. And how do I do that? There's a method in Python, built in Python, that can use to convert from a float to an integer, sorry, from an integer of to a float, or from a string to a float. And how do I do that? I just type in float, type in float, open bracket, and you close the bracket. If I try to print this now, then let me come into the terminal and impute my height in feet, right? Hit enter. You can see my height in meter is 1.74, right? And that's it in this tutorial. All right, if you like this video, I'll just appreciate if you just hit the like button, so at least this video can get to several other people that want to learn Python. And at the same time, I would like you to hit the subscribe button so that you can get first-hand notification for our next video. Thank you for staying with me, and God bless you. See you in the next video.